All right, let's continue our focus on what has been happening as far as day zeros around the country are concerned. I'm probably wondering, why am I talking about day zeros in the plural? Well, we all know about Nelson Mandela Bay. But let me take you back to 2018, to the city of Cape Town. It suffered the worst drought in decades. Residents were forced to use water very sparingly. In fact, reporter Monique Mortlock, hello to you, Monique. You were telling us earlier that even in your own home, the bucket system, as far as showering, is still very much in play. And that is actually what avoided day zero all those years ago, didn't it?
Yes, definitely. We heard from Maker member for the City of Cape Town, for Maker member for Water and Sanitation, Zahid Badruddin. He was telling us a little earlier this morning that the lessons learned during that time, during the drought, was it was threefold. It was about water usage and the way in which we behave when it comes to this precious resource. Cape Townians as a whole, we learned how to save water, how to use water sparingly, and as I mentioned earlier, in households like my own, we are not the only ones who are still continuing with saving water, because it's been so ingrained in us. I'm now at the home of Richard Noor, and Richard, you were explaining to us that for 20 years, actually, your family, it's been a lifestyle for you to be water conscious, to save water. We're standing outside. You were speaking to us about the well point system that you have.
Yes, good morning to your listeners, and good morning, Monique. Water saving for me has always been kind of a lifestyle that one needs to change. And for many years, we have been using a well point for our gardens. The need to save water was obviously heightened with the drought, and day zero loomed large. As a company, as a private household, we invested a lot of money into saving water. We put in the well point 20 years ago for the gardens, but we piped up our toilets for grey water or underground water, and now with the winter rains, we're able to harvest the water.
And on that note, just take us to my colleague Asanda. He's just going to be walking with us as Richard shows us that how they are in fact harvesting rainwater. We're just going through around the house, and what Richard is mentioning about those alternate sources of water is something that we heard from Councillor Badruddin this morning as well, where the city has invested millions in finding alternate water sources. Just explain to us your system over here.
So I've got a 1,000-litre tank over here, which is specifically for our bathroom, and obviously only for the toilet. We still use municipal water for showering. We harvest rainwater during winter, and even during summer we've had some good rainfall in summer, so we've not had to feed any other water in here other than rainwater. With a smaller household, we've been able to use this tank probably for the last couple of years without having to fill any other sources of water. So we've been fairly conscious in terms of how we use our water in the household. Yeah.
And you can see this is quite a massive tank. So the water gets collected in here. It gets collected in here. You can see that it's linked to what seems to be a rubber.
It's supposed to be a drain pipe, but this is just the PVC pipe that feeds straight into the tank. Yeah.
And then from here it goes, you can actually see the piping. If my colleague can just show you from here, we can see that the water then moves through these pipes. And you were mentioning that this has also been quite a cost saver for your household.
So our water consumption pre the drought, we've probably cut our usage down by 50%. And obviously continue to save that money. So whilst we've put the investment in, which at the time sounded quite ridiculous that we had to do something like that, it's certainly paying off. Yeah, so we are finding the benefit from a cost-saving point of view right now, yes.
And just quickly, Richard, before we run out of time, it's not only water that you are saving, but I saw as I was coming in those solar panels there. Just tell us about the electricity that you've also been saving.
So also pre all of these blackouts that we've been having recently, solar geyser we've probably had for about 20 years. It also has cut our electricity bill down, and consistently we obviously save now because of the major contributor in your household is probably your geyser. It uses a lot of energy, so we've saved thousands of rands over the years, especially with the cost of electricity increasing right now. I'm sure that we've probably saved now, if I were to take the current tariffs, about R1,500 a month purely by going solar. And then obviously, as you saw, we're harvesting lights, electricity through solar lighting. In the event of load shedding, we all lit up, yes.
Thank you very much. And the way things are looking, Gareth, as you and Tumelo were mentioning, with petrol prices set to increase, with the tariff increase is expected on the 1st of July, anywhere that Cape Townians or households can save is a benefit for households like Richard Noord's here in Fairways.